Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan, and I just feel like talking. It's Sunday. Last weekend I was really sick, but only for like 3 days. I asked my Instagram followers if they wanted me to make a video, and they say yeah, and then I don't make it for a week, and that's just basically how my life has been. For a while now. Anyways, I just thought this could be a chat. I don't know. I want to talk. I don't want to edit this video too much. I don't fucking feel like it. Show I swear to fucking God if you touch the fucking camera. Just get up on the chair, dude. There you go. If anyone else has an over-anxious, needy German Shepherd, please like this video. Okay. It is Coffee with Jordan. Or Sunday Coffee. Sunday Coffee with Jordan. Alright. And today's topic is going to be about sort of my journey to discovering, my journey to self-loving. To love yourself. So, as long as I can remember, I have had horrible self-esteem issues. Literally, I can't remember a time where I felt like fully confident, you know? Like, I remember going into kindergarten at 5 years old and being like so worried about I just remember being worried that people wouldn't like me, worried about people liking me, like worried about what other people thought about the way I looked and my appearance. It was crazy. Like the one time I felt even like the slightest bit of confidence, but was still overrun by the insecurity and like those horrible thoughts that go through your head was, there's so many pictures of me in this dress, but I had this pink sparkly dress that I just loved. And like I look back at pictures now and I did look really cute in it, but like that was like kind of the only one. Like, in that dress was the only time where I felt a little bit confident, but then as soon as I stepped outside of the house in class, until someone told me I looked good, I was constantly worrying through my head, what are other people thinking? Like, do I look bad? Do I look good? Crazy. And now that we're talking about, like, early childhood trauma, not really trauma, but I remember being back in Connecticut, because I moved to Virginia when I was 5, right before kindergarten. So I was in, like, preschool in Connecticut, and, like, I have like flash memories of Connecticut, like very short, like maybe like 5 to 10 minutes at a time tops, like very small chunks of time. I remember when I was really young. And I'll never forget, I can't remember her name, but I was friends with this girl. She had short blonde hair, bangs across, and we became really close friends, and soon to become like, I end up being like this my whole life, like having like one really close friend. I remember she started sucking her thumb. Like she would always suck her thumb. Like she had to like go to separate teachers because she would suck her thumb all the time, which is like a really not good coping skill. It's like bad for your fingers. And I remember I started to suck my thumb not because like I wanted to do it. I did it because she was doing it. I wanted to like be with her all the time. I wanted to like go to this like special class for thumb sucking. I didn't know it was a bad thing. I wanted to go to this class with her, and people would stare at her when she would do it, and like I wanted that same sort of attention. It was weird, dude. Like I just had like serious self just issues, bro. Just like my perception of myself was so skewed because I was constantly trying to figure out like how others would look at me instead of how I would look at myself, right? Like on a physical, emotional, spiritual level, like all of that. Like I was just did no self-evaluation. So it didn't take elementary school. It got worse, obviously, because then around 5th grade you start like hitting puberty and stuff. And like on top of the fact that like I was really insecure, like I'm mixed, and to be very fair skin and to have different textured hair than white people, to look like a white person and have to have different textured hair and different like facial features, and it was just like I did not fit in anywhere. That's just for another video. Like my identity crisis when I was like 10. But people made fun of me a lot, dude. I think I already had like this like determined mentality before even coming out of the womb that like other people's opinions mattered of me so much. To like when people started making fun of me in middle school, it fucking destroyed me. Like I would try so hard. I remember I would stay at middle school. Like, I'm not a night owl. In elementary school, I wasn't a night owl. High school, you know, early 20s, I'm just not a night owl. I love waking up early. But in middle school, I was so manic and so obsessed with people accepting me. Because, sorry. Wow, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I didn't realize this would be hard to talk about. It just sucks because like I was that was just like the beginning, and like it got to the point where like I wanted people's acceptance so bad. I'm like 13 years old and like I'm so sorry to my parents or any of my family who sees this, but like I would like, I mean, most of them know about it, but I would like send out like nude pictures of myself, like because I just would do anything for boys or for like, at that point it was like boys and just people like, and like I just wanted to be accepted. Like I would manically stay up all hours of the night, like taking pictures of my body, like getting on like Skype and like flashing my tits, and not even that, like I said, it was just so manic, like manically like updating my MySpace page for 9 hours throughout the night, just trying to make it with the intention of having it in ways where people would see it and want to like me and think I'm beautiful and think I'm cool, like I have a great personality. And like that's fucking horrible. Like that's so sad. So flash forward to high school, like finally, in 8th grade I met my friend Rachel, and she got me into playing volleyball. So I grew up playing sports basically my whole life. And in 8th grade she introduced me to volleyball, and like I loved volleyball. And so we joined the freshman, or like the JV high school team when we were freshmen, and it was really cool. I went into school having lots of friends because our conditioning like started in August, and then like around September 4th through 7th is when around our first day of school would be. So I like met all these girls that like I was going to be going to school with, and like it was really cool because we all came from like different middle schools, and it was just like, it was okay. Going into my freshman year, again, like my self-esteem, my self-confidence was so low that like I ended up like losing my virginity to a guy that told me he was 18, but turned out he wasn't. I don't even know how old he is to this day. Seriously, you make really bad decisions when you hate yourself. But I'm not even joking. But yeah, you make really bad decisions when you don't care about yourself and you hate yourself. And to this day, I still don't know how old he was. Just something in me had asked him. Again, I'd snuck out, and when he was dropping me off at home at like 3 or 4 in the morning, I just had this urge to ask him how old he was again. And he just said, well, let's just say I'm old enough to drink. And I'm like, 13. Like, and I'm just like, okay. So yeah, that can fuck you up. That can make you really just like not good and make you hate yourself even more. It's fine. Like, anyway, so like my junior year, I kind of just like, I'm just like starting from my freshman year, I'm just downward spiraling, bro. Like to the point where like I tried to take my own life as a cry for help, and I was admitted to a hospital, and like that was honestly like the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. Because I think that week away, like secluded, just like staying in, like I was admitted for a week, like spending 7 days like in this children care center where you don't get to shave, you get watched while you're showering so you don't hurt yourself, you don't get makeup, I didn't get my flat iron. I used to straighten my hair when I was in high school. Like you get nothing. And like to be stripped of that, and not even that, but to be stripped emotionally as well. Like, I was stripped physically of everything, every cosmetic thing that I would obsess over, trying to make myself look better. We went to therapy sessions. We did like music therapy, we did art therapy, we did just like talking therapy, like we did group therapy, like and we were just stripped down like emotionally. And on top of that, they're like pumping us full of fucking pet medication, happy pills. But that was the first time in my life where I felt like I could just be myself. And I was 16 years old, like where I felt comfortable, just no makeup, no flat iron, frizzy curly hair, hairy, thick, coarse leg hair. Being mixed, it comes with a lot of, like, I look like an animal when I don't shave. But like, it just made me feel better, right? So I get out, and there's a lot of rebuilding. There's a lot, because like I'm on new medication now. It's all kind of out now that like I was clearly sick, you know what I mean? Like a lot of my friends, I was the very happy, peppy, overly excited, would talk to any one girl in high school. Although I had all these really bad insecurities, like I would cover it up with my personality and my humor. I would try to like be funny. I was the class clown. I would make jokes. The teachers couldn't move me if I was talking to the person next to me, because whoever the fuck you were next to me, I was gonna talk to you. Like, it didn't matter. And I would kind of use that to cover up all these feelings I had towards my insecurity about myself. And I think that's when like people realize that like, okay, like we might have fucked Jordan up, like, or Jordan's just like not okay at all. Even though you would never guess that like she would be the person to like try to take her own life, you know what I mean? So after I got out of the hospital, it's a kind of all out in the air, and then I feel like I'm not hiding this like big secret either, like this total like fucking hatred for myself. And my friend Kristen and I joke about it today. It's funny, like for the past like 3 years, we've been working on the 11 requirements. It's just like little rules about life. It's a joke, but one of them is like, have you hated yourself enough to love yourself unconditionally? Sorry, it's early. Like, have you hated yourself enough to love yourself unconditionally? And that's so true, because I think you truly have to experience, I'm not saying you have to, just like to experience that sort of hatred for yourself and to see what it does to you, and to be able to being taken into the hospital, taking a look at my entire life and where it had brought me, and like all these like horrible traumatic things that I had experienced just based off of my own lack of self-worth and appreciation and love, is just like nuts, you know? I don't know. So I think once I saw myself like at this point of just like really hating myself, I started to feel a little bit better. And in my early 20s, my heart was broken. I think I've told you guys that. Yeah, my heart got like ripped to shreds. Like, well, I'm 22, so I'm still in my early 20s, but I was like 19 or 18 at this point. I think I was 18. But I fell in love with this guy who was mixed, and he was light skinned, and he made me feel very comfortable in my own skin. Like at this point, I was like drawing on my eyebrows, and you know, I would straighten my hair, and he got me to wear my hair curly for the first time. Like I started wearing my hair curly because of him, because he would just tell me I looked so beautiful and that I shouldn't care what anybody else thought. Again, like racial identity crisis, like, but it's fine. I'll talk about that maybe another time. And I think he was my first heartbreak, partially because like he really did teach me how to love myself. He showed me all the things that like made me beautiful, and it's something where he was very in tune kind of guy. He was very spiritually aware, and he showed me things that like I never knew existed. He showed me how to connect with myself in ways that like I couldn't find through any religion, because as soon as I got out of the mental hospital, I walked straight to a Baptist church, you know what I mean? Like I was looking for anything, and it was crazy because like no matter, like, it's all inside of you, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And like everything that you need, like everything, whether it be like the image of God that like Baptists see, or that, you know, people who are other religions see, or if it's like a giant picture of fucking Buddha or whatever, like, or if it's fucking Einstein, like no matter what it is, like you're not gonna find it. You know, like going to a church isn't gonna help you. Like truly practicing the faith is gonna help you, if that makes sense. If that works for you, like, you know, to each their own. But yeah, that really triggered, like, that was definitely the start of it. And then it's funny because when that guy ended up leaving me and like breaking my heart, he actually like left me for another girl. Um, it it's so weird to be so broken. Like, I was bedridden for like 3 weeks. I was so messed up after this. But at the same time, to be like, I think that's what made it worse, actually. I was so heartbroken that he had left me, that he didn't want to be with me anymore. And what he had left me with, which was like this little seed to the start of my self-love, is like what he left. And God, why am I getting emotional again? Fuck. And because this is beautiful. He just, like, all that was left of him was like this little seed of just like my own self-love. Like, he gifted me. I think that's what made it so hard for me to like let him go, is that even though he destroyed me, the he left me with like this beautiful start to like loving myself, something I've never experienced before in my life. And that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, that's fucking nuts. And that's what made it so devastating, was like, I'm like the ignorant gardener. It's like, what the fuck do I do with this? Like, thanks, but like, who's gonna dick me down now? I'm totally just kidding, but like also not really, but also yeah. Um yeah. I found self-love through a lot of ways. I started hooping right after that. Cuz that's also something that like I came to realize. Like, I was like reading on spiritual cuz like, I started getting into the chakra system and like finally found like what I like to call my religion. Like, I found something that I had faith in. So reading about the chakra system, like how to make yourself a better you, I'm not obsessing, but I just wanted to I wanted to I needed to learn how to fucking plant the seed and make it grow. The seed of self-love. So I'm reading all these books and I'm watching all these videos on YouTube. I'm fucking searching. I'm like across the freaking cyberspace, bro. Like, I am in cyberspace. Just learning about like how to learn about yourself and what to do. And like, so across the board, I saw like get physical activity if you're a naturally like down sad person, excuse me, sorry, down person, like exercise, go outside. And I realized that like, dude, that's like definitely been an issue since I like turned 18, because like after, or 17, I graduated from high school. I was 17. I dropped out of college. Like, I've had like a whole mess of a life. Definitely not as like dramatic, but like it's just been a mess, bro. Like, it's just a mess. And I just had gotten into the drug scene. I was just like smoking weed all day, doing drugs, serving, like not really fucking establishing myself as a human, which makes it like, when you do not have your life together and you're not getting on the right path, like, you don't love yourself. At least I didn't. And I realized I wasn't exercising, so hooping was really helpful. To grow in something inspired me to like grow in all things, to like have a hobby and to physically be moving again. Like, sorry, I'm all over the place. When I graduated high school, that was the last time I had played sports. Like, I wasn't gonna play college sports. I wasn't gonna go to the Y and just like ball up with some bros. Like, no, I was gonna fucking eat Molly and do cocaine and paint pictures with my fingers. Oh my god, I'm so glad I'm not that person anymore. But it wasn't easy, and like, of course, like, I want this to be known that like this little seed is still growing, and like I want to have this little seed like forever. I think this is going to be a constant journey for me. I guess this video is like the journey to the journey of my self-love journey. You know what I mean? Like, it's a constant battle, because our bodies change, whether it be like because of acne, like where it fluctuates like more moderately, whether it changes over time. Like, I think you have to see and get to know the thing beyond the physical body, which I'm a Leo. So, getting past the superficial shit obviously took me a very long time, and, rightfully so. I mean, it's all people really, and that's also all I really got bullied for. Like, people never bullied me because I was weird or because, like, I, like, talked funny. It was always based off of how I looked. It was always because of my acne. It was always because of my hair. It was always because of my eyebrows. It was just always because of, like, my weight. Like, it was just something. It was always something physical. And of course, as a Leo, like, that would literally make you'd want to kill yourself too, right? Oh, gross. Sorry, I'm still getting over being sick. But yeah. it's a journey. I think you have to find those own highlights in your own story. So I'm so sorry. I think you have to find those significant things in your own life, like significant experiences, good and bad, that like really bring out like who you are and like what you are. Like for me, like the mental hospital, being stripped of everything and being transparent, like that was so beautiful to me. And like now as I've gotten older, I've learned that like I'm not afraid to express how I feel. It's like even my boyfriend is having a hard time like adjusting to someone like that, where like he'll do, like I just straight up tell him how I feel. Like that transparency to me is so freeing. Like to like wake up in the morning and like be able to record myself and like not put on, I haven't even washed my face. Like I'm gonna be completely real with you. Like before, like I would have to like 3 years ago I'd have to draw on my eyebrows and like wipe my face off and like make sure my frizzies look okay, and like I don't know, it's just crazy how like you can take a little piece of your life and a little bit of scenario and kind of learn to integrate it. If it was a positive one, learn to integrate it like throughout your whole being and like embrace that side of you, while like showing things like my body, like the way I disrespected myself, like showing my body to like boys and like letting like men take advantage of me just to like, or me taking advantage of men taking advantage of me just to make myself feel more confident, even though it was low key like destructive as fuck, you know? So like as I got older, like and I started to love myself, like I stopped like doing like the random like one night stands. Like I literally couldn't, like I just loved and respected my body so much. And I'm not saying people that do this like don't love and respect their body, like people who have one night stands, but just in my experience and what I experienced as a child, like literally as a child, like it correlated too much with my self-hate that I used to have, and like I just can't do it anymore. I mean, now that I'm with like Damari, don't have to really worry about that. But like even when I was single, like after the guy that like my first love situation, like I just couldn't, once I just, the thought of one night stands like wigged me out. I tried like twice and it was literally like so destructive for me, because it was correlated back to like me looking for that fucking reassurance. It just sucks. Yeah. I don't even know what this was for or like what this was, but I just kind of wanted to just talk about it, you know? Because it really is an interesting thing, and like it's a journey that is just ever growing for me. Of course, I wake up sometimes and I hate myself, and of course, because when you're mentally ill and you have like a sickness and you're chemically imbalanced, like the things, and you're unmedicated, like I'm not medicated, these things come up, but like each time it happens, like I just take it as a learning experience. I've got like yoga now, I have hooping, I have like all these things, I have school where like I can just distract myself and just like, that's probably my number one tactic. It's not to like not acknowledge how I feel. Like if I look past the mirror and I think I'm fat, or like I think that like I'm ugly, like I acknowledge those feelings, I allow myself to feel them, and I'm like, okay, like it's okay you feel this way right now, like this isn't permanent, like you are seeing only what you see on the surface right now, and like I'll go off and do something that's productive for my soul and my emotions and my personality, and then like the next day I wake up and I just like feel like the most beautiful person in the world to myself. And like it's just it's a consistent journey, it's a constant practice. My sort of like my phrase like for my yoga business is growth is not linear, and your self-love journey is not linear. The journey of life is never linear. It's never just like this perfect even line. Like it's literally this, like you love yourself so much and you wake up the next day and you fucking hate yourself, and then it's just like it is consistently inconsistent. And you have to at least have that little bit of fire in you to like fight through it and to want something better for yourself. And like I said earlier, to like apply those life lessons that you've learned into your present day life and see what works and see what doesn't work and see what's a trigger and what's not a trigger, and grow and love yourself. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stop. I feel like I've been rambling for a long time, but if you guys have any questions, if you want to have any like discussions about this, that'd be super free. Like comment, and I'll like comment back. I would love to discuss like the journeys and like maybe like some coping mechanisms that you have. Like, excuse me, that'd be like so cool. I don't know. to know thyself, and like, 'cause it again, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm also a Leo, but this, like, just self-love in general was definitely the highlight of my life, because like I spent so much time, so much energy, so much mania just hating myself, and it's not cool, bro. It's not cool, and it should be like everything's cool now, and I want other people to know that, like, even though it might not be cool in the moment, like, take it as a growing and learning experience, and don't do anything fucking crazy. I'm not saying like a suicide attempt is going to get you to where you need to go, but stay strong and take in everything as data, and learn and grow and love and keep practicing. Fake it till you make it. When I was depressed, my mom, like, what led me to, like, sorry, I'm all over the place. What led me to take my own life as a cry for help was my parents weren't taking my depression and my insecurity seriously. They just thought I was being like a bratty teenager, which is, in their time, like, my parents are 50 now, like, they, in their time, like, mental health was like not addressed at all, while in our generation, I'm 22, it's very addressed, like, it's very talked about. We're all medicated some shape or fucking fashion. And she would tell me, just be happy, which, like, made me feel crazy. But it turns out that, like, because I didn't understand the power of manifestation yet. Like, I never heard of it. I didn't know what it was. And when you're so low and someone's yelling at you, just be happy, it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you. And, like, that makes you just hate yourself more. So I've learned that, like, you can't just will yourself to be a certain way. You have to believe in it and make choices, physical choices and actions and strides to do that. Like, my mom was almost there. And again, it set me into this horrible turmoil that ended up to be like one of the greatest seed, like a part of the seed that grew me into like who I am today, which is like pretty badass. Love you, Mom. Like, no shade. She really did her damn best. Like, that woman is godsend. All right, I'm done. I really am done now. If you like this video, if you like having coffee with me on Sundays, I guess like I know, like this video basically for anything I basically say in this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm posting when I can now. I'm a busy bitch. Have a fabulous Sunday. Hope you enjoyed our coffee, and I will see you next time.